Hello, and welcome to another number list. Here are 60 amazing numbers to expand your mind. 10 is the base of our decimal numeral system, which is the most common system of numbers in both spoken and written language. Also, it is the smallest non-Petashent, which is a number that can't be expressed as the difference between any integer and the total number of co-primes below it. 2 is the smallest and only even prime number. Also, 2 is the only number that is both a prime number and a highly composite number. Additionally, the first number to return 0 for the Mertens function is 2. 76 is, in colloquial American parlance, a reference to 1776, the year of the signing of the United States Declaration of Independence. It is a composite number and a square prime of the form p squared times q, where q is a higher prime. This is the ninth of this form. 34 is the ninth distinct subprime. To be more specific, it is the sixth of the form 2 times q, or 2q. It is also the ninth Fibonacci number and a companion Pell number. Since it is an odd-indexed Fibonacci number, it is a Markov number. 56 is the sum of the first 6 triangular numbers. It is the sum of 6 consecutive primes. 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 plus 13 plus 17. One of the refactorable numbers is 56 since 56 has 8 as one of its 8 divisors. It is also the number of ways to choose 3 out of 8 objects or 5 out of 8 objects if order doesn't matter. 27 is the cube of 3, or 3 rated to the 2. Remarkably, it's equal to the sum of the numbers between and including its digits, in decimal. 27 is the first composite number not divisible by any of its digits. 64 is the sixth power of 2. The aliquot sum of a power of 2 is always 1 less than the power of 2 itself, so the aliquot sum of 64 is 63, in decimal. No integer added to the sum of its own digits yields 64, making 64 the 10th self-number. 99 is the highest 2-digit number in decimal. Also, 99 is a square prime of the form p squared times q. It is the 11th composite number of this form, in addition to 99 being a lucky number. It is a Koppelker number. 61 is the 18th prime number and a twin prime with 59. Also, 61 is a unique prime in base 14, since no other prime has a 6-digit period in base 14. This number is the 4th Bilai prime since 8 factorial plus 1 is divisible by 61, but 61 is not one more than a multiple of 8. 30 is an even, composite, and chronic number. By the way, it is the largest number such that all co-primes smaller than itself, except for 1, are prime. One of the square pyramidal numbers is also 30, which is a number of stacked spheres in a pyramid with a square base. 74 is the 21st distinct semi-prime in the 11th of the form 2q, where q is a higher prime. Also, it is a palindromic number in bases 6, 202, and 36, 22, in base 36. This number is a replicate. 74 is also with an aliquot sum of 40, within an aliquot sequence of 3 composite numbers, 74, 40, 50, 43, 1, 0, to the prime in the 43 aliquot tree. 46 is the number of human chromosomes. By the way, it is the number of parallelogram polygaminos with 6 cells. One of the centered triangular numbers is 46. It is a discrete semi-prime of the form 2 times q, the 8th of its kind where q is a higher prime. It is also an anagonal number or non-agonal number. 12 is the 5th highly composite number, with it being the smallest number with exactly 6 divisors. Additionally, it is the 5th Pell number, preceded by 0, 1, 2, and 5. It is one of the 2 sublime numbers as well, which are numbers that have a perfect number of divisors whose sum is also perfect. 33 is the largest positive integer that can't be expressed as a sum of different triangular numbers. By the way, it is the smallest integer such that it and the next 2 integers all have the same number of divisors. 21 is the 5th distinct semi-prime. 21 is, by the way, the 5th Motzkin number and the 8th Fibonacci number. The number 21 is a Bloom integer since it is a semi-prime with both its prime factors being Gaussian primes. 66 was a popular root number in the US, named Root 66. Specifically, it was the designation for the historic US Route 66. By the way, 66 is both a palindromic and a replicate in the decimal system and also in bases 21, 33, and 32. 86 is 2 times a prime number, and it is the 25th distinct semiprime and the 13th of the form 2q. In addition to 86 being a non-totient, it is a non-cototient. Together with 85 and 87, 86 forms the second cluster of 3 consecutive semiprimes, with the first comprising 33, 34, and 35. 9 is the first composite number that is odd. 9 is also the sum of the cubes of the first 2 non-zero positive integers, 1 cube plus 2 cube, which makes it the first cube sum number greater than 1. By the way, if a non-perfect number exists, it will have at least 9 distinct prime factors. 98 is a composite number, as it is 2 times 7 squared. This number is a Wedderburn-Etherington number. By the way, the Wedderburn-Etherington numbers can be used to count certain kinds of binary trees. 19 is the 8th prime number. 19 is also the second octahedral number after 6. By the way, the sum of the squares of the first 19 primes is divisible by 19. The first prime decimal number that is not a permutable prime is 19, as its reverse, 91, is composite because that's 7 times 13. 51 is the number for the well-known area 51. Also, 51 is the 6th Motzkin number, telling the number of ways to draw non-intersecting chords between any 6 points on a circle's boundary. It is a pairing number, coming after 22, 29, and 39 in the sequence. That's because the sum of the first 2 mentioned terms is 22 plus 29 equals 51. 53 is the 16th prime number. Before that, there's 41, 43, and 47. 53 also cannot be expressed as the sum of any integer of its decimal digits, making 53 a self-number. Additionally, 53 is an Eisenstein prime, an isolated prime, a balanced prime, and a Sophie-Germain prime, all in one. 35 is a tetrahedral number because it is the sum of the first 5 triangular numbers. Also, the last member of the first triple cluster of semiprimes is 35. The next such triple cluster is 85, 86, and 87. 87 is the sum of the squares of the first 4 primes. 87 equals 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 5 squared plus 7 squared. Together with 85 and 86, 87 forms the last member of the second cluster of 3 consecutive semiprimes, with the first comprising 33, 34, and 35. 44 is the number of candles in a box of Hanukkah candles. It is also a repdigit and palindromic number in decimal. It is the 4th octahedral number. The first cluster of 2 square primes of the form p squared times q is 44 and 45. 44 is the first member of the 2. 49 is a square of a prime number, 7, and the 4th non-unitary square prime of the form p squared. 49 also has an aliquot sum of 8. Which is itself a prime power, and hence an aliquot sequence of 2 composite members, 49, 8, 7, 1, 0. 78 is the 5th Sphinx number, and the 4th of the 4 2 times. 3 times r. Interestingly, it is a harsh number in bases 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, and 14. 78 is the 12th triangular number, which is the triangular number after 28, 36, 45, 55, and 66. 18 is the 10th composite number, and 10 itself is composite. By the way, it is the number of one-sided pentominoes, or polygon in the plane made of 5 equal-sized squares connected edge to edge. 3 of the number 18's divisors add up to itself, which makes it a semi-perfect number. 14 is the 7th composite number and the 3rd distinct semiprime. It is the first even non-totient, meaning that it is not a totient number. By the way, 14 is the 2nd square pyramidal number and the 5th Catalan number. 77 is the sum of the first 8 prime numbers, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and 19. 77 is also the number of digits of the 12th perfect number, which is about 14.5 quadrillion. It is possible for a Sudoku puzzle to have as many as 77 givens, yet lack a unique solution. 32 is the ideal number of teeth in an adult human, including wisdom teeth. It is also also a Leyland number expressible in the form x to the y plus y to the x, where x equals 2 and y equals 4. Also, it is the fifth power of 2, making it the first non-trivial fifth power. 20 is the basis for vigesimal number systems. 20 is the smallest primitive abundant number because it is an abundant number whose proper divisors are all deficient numbers. In a Rubik's Cube, 20 is the number of moves required to optimally solve it in the worst case. 23 is the ninth prime number. It is the smallest odd prime that is not a twin prime. Also, the 23rd highly composite number, 20,160, is one less than the last number, 20,161, that can't be expressed as the sum of two abundant numbers. 26 is the number of letters in the alphabet. It is the seventh discrete semiprime, which is 2 times 13. By the way, 26 is the smallest number that is both a non-Titian and a non-Cartesian number. 26 is also a replicate in base 3 and base 12. And both of these forms are all 2s. 89 is the 24th prime number, following 83 and preceding 97. 89 is also a Fibonacci number, and because it is prime, it is a Fibonacci prime as well. M89 is the 10th Mersenne prime. It is also a Pythagorean prime because it is a prime number of the form 4n plus 1. 59 is the number corresponding to the last minute in a given hour, and the last second in a given minute. 59 is also one of the factors that divide the smallest composite Euclid number, 30,031, or 59 times 509. 70 is a Pale number, and Pale numbers are defined by a recurrence relation. It is the smallest weird number, which is a natural number that is abundant but not semi-perfect, in bases 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, and 16. 70 is a harsh number. 13 is the sixth prime number. Also, it is the second Wilson prime, with the others being 5 and 563. By the way, triskaidekaphobia is a word for the fear of the number 13. 13 is also the second star number, a happy number, a lucky number, and a Fibonacci number. 57 is the number found in a brand name of sauce called Heinz 57. The third Bloom integer is 57. By the way, a Bloom integer is a semi-prime where both prime factors are congruent to 3 mod 4. 57 is also the fifth Leyland number, as it can be written in the form 5 squared plus 2 to the fifth power equals 57. 88 is a replicate in decimal, base 21, and base 43. This number is a stripogrammatic number, meaning it can be turned upside down and look the same. Also, 88 is a palindromic number in bases 5, 323, 10, 88, 21, 44, and 43, 22. 39 is the 12th distinct semiprime and the fourth in the 3 times Q family. Also, 39 has an aliquot sum of 17, which is a prime, since the sum of 39's proper divisors is 1 plus 3 plus 13 equals 17. It is the last member of the third distinct semiprime pair, 38 and 39. 48 is 1/3 of a gross, 144, or 4 dozen, 12s. The smallest number with exactly 10 divisors is 48. Like all other multiples of 6, it is a semi-perfect number. 48 is also the double factorial of 6, and a highly composite number. 25 is a square number, being 5 squared. Also, 25 is the sum of the consecutive single-digit odd natural numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. When dealing with percentages, 25% is equal to 1/4. There are 2 two-digit numbers whose square and higher powers of them end in the same last 2 digits. 25 is one of them. 40 is the 4th octagonal number. As the sum of the first 4 pentagonal numbers, it is also the 4th pentagonal pyramidal number. Also, 40 is a replicate in ternary, which is 1111. Given 40, the Mertens function returns 0. As with 39, the only other smaller number to return a value of 0 is 2. 67 is the 19th prime number. The next is 71, making 67 and 71 cousin primes, in quinary and series, which make 232 and 151 respectively. 67 is palindromic. 67 is also a superprime. The ordinal number 19 is prime. This number is a perfect totient number like all powers of 3. 68 is an even number and a composite number. As a decimal number, 68 is the last two-digit number to appear for the first time in the digits of pi, 468. It also has an aliquot sum of 58, known as a happy number. Repeating summing the squares of 68's digits eventually leads to 1. 93 is the 28th distinct semi-prime and the 9th of the form 3 times q, where q is a higher prime. Interestingly, 93 has an aliquot sum of 35, which is itself a semi-prime since 35 is 5 times 7. Also, this is the first number in the third triplet of consecutive semi-primes, 93, 94, and 95. 7 is the fourth prime number. 7 is the lowest natural number that can't be represented as the sum of the squares of 3 integers. By the way, if 999,999 is divided by 7, it equals exactly 142,857. It is also a Mersenne prime, since 2 cubed minus 1 equals 7, and it is also a double Mersenne prime since the exponent, 3, is itself a Mersenne prime. 82 is the atomic number of lead. The aliquot sum of this number is 44, which is another semi-prime. This number is a companion Pell number as well. 82 is also a happy number, meaning it eventually reaches 1 when replaced by the sum of the squares of each digit. 43 is the largest natural number that is not an original nugget number. The third Wagstaff prime is 43. By the way, a Wagstaff is a prime in the form 2 to the p plus 1. Divided by 3. 43 is the smallest prime that is not a Chen prime, meaning that number plus 2 is not a prime or a product of 2 primes. 15 is the 8th composite number and the 6th semi-prime. It is also the smallest number that can be factorized using Shor's algorithm. There are 15 primes that are both left truncatable and right truncatable, from 2 to 739,397. 50 is the number of states in the United States of America. It is also the sum of 3 squares. 50 equals 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared. It is the smallest number that is the sum of 2 non-zero square numbers in 2 distinct ways. 50 equals 1 squared plus 7 squared and 50 equals 5 squared plus 5 squared. 91 is 7 times 13, which makes it the 27th distinct semi-prime in a second of the form 7q, where q is a higher prime, because 91 is the sum of the squares of the first 6 integers. It is a square pyramidal number. 8 is the smallest non-trivial cube, aside from 1. It is the only positive Fibonacci number that is a perfect cube. It is also 2 cubed, or the third power of 2, making it the first cube prime of the form p cubed. 0 is a number representing an empty quantity. Division by 0 has no meaning in arithmetic. Adding 0 to anything or subtracting 0 from anything leaves the number unchanged. Also, 0 times any number is equal to 0. 100 is 10 to the second power in scientific notation. Furthermore, 100 is the 10th star number. By the way, 100 can be expressed as a sum of its divisors, making it a semi-perfect number. This number can't be expressed as the difference between any integer and the total of coprimes below it, making it a non-cototient. 22 is a palindromic number in base 10. By the way, the maximum number of regions into which 5 intersecting circles divide the plane is 22. It is the second Smith number. 22 is also the 6th distinct semi-prime, and the 4th of the form 2q, where q is a higher prime. 6 is the smallest perfect number. Additionally, 6 is a triangular number, and so is its square, 36. 6 is also the smallest positive integer that is neither a square number nor a prime number. Also, 6 is the only even perfect number that is not the sum of successive odd cubes. 47 is the 15th prime number, and the 6th Lucas prime. 47 is also a highly cototient number. This number is an Eisenstein prime with no imaginary part and real part of the form 3n minus 1. Because 47 is a Lucas prime, it is also a Lucas number. And that's it. Thank you for watching.